At the beginning of the 16th century, Europe was swept by a wave of exploration. Kings and explorers sought new trade routes, gold and glory. Spain and Portugal sailed the oceans in the name of God, gold, and fame. In Cuba, Governor Diego Velázquez appointed Hernán Cortés to explore the coasts of Mexico. But Cortés secretly planned his own expedition, his ambition to find new lands, seek fortune, and make history remember his name. In February 1519, Cortés set sail with 11 ships, 508 soldiers, 16 horses, 32 crossbowmen, and 14 cannons. On board were pigs, goats, cattle, wheat, grape seeds, and unseen diseases. Leaving Cuba behind, they reached the island of Cozumel. They faced storms, damaged ships, and attempted desertions. Still, Cortés was determined. This voyage had no way back. Along the Yucatan coast, the Spaniards encountered the ruins of the ancient Maya, stone temples and carvings unlike anything in Europe. Soon after, the first clashes with local warriors began. At the Tabasco River, Cortés won his first major victory. As a peace offering, the locals brought gifts: gold, food, and a young woman, La Malinche. Malinche spoke both the Aztec and Maya languages. She became Cortés's guide, interpreter, and advisor. Together with the Friar Aguilar, they formed a bridge between worlds. Aztec Emperor Montezuma sent envoys bearing lavish gifts, gold, feathers, and food. But beneath the generosity lay fear. Perhaps the gods had returned. To prevent retreat, Cortés ordered his 11 ships destroyed. From that moment on, there was no turning back. It was conquest or death. The Tlaxcalans, longtime enemies of the Aztecs, joined forces with Cortés. Thousands of native warriors strengthened his small army. This alliance would prove decisive in the fall of the empire. The city of Cholula sided with the Aztecs. Cortés attacked, and hundreds were killed. Fear spread among the natives, but so did defiance. In November 1519, Cortés finally reached Tenochtitlan, a magnificent city built on a lake, full of bridges, canals, and floating gardens. The Spaniards were astonished by its beauty and order. Montezuma believed in the prophecy of Quetzalcoatl, the bearded god destined to return from the east. This belief led him to welcome the strangers instead of fighting them. The Spaniards were treated as honored guests in the imperial palace. But greed and mistrust soon eroded the fragile peace. Montezuma became a hostage in his own home. Cortés took full control of the city. The once powerful emperor now stood as a prisoner. Among the Aztec people, anger silently began to rise. Governor Velázquez sent 900 men to arrest Cortés. Cortés defeated them and merged the troops into his own ranks. He returned stronger, but the Aztecs had risen in revolt. Faith in Montezuma was lost. Aztec warriors attacked throughout the city. Temples burned, and streets turned into battlefields. In June 1520, the Spaniards attempted to flee the city at night. Gold and treasures sank into the lake. Hundreds drowned or were killed. Cortés wept on the shore. The night became legend as La Noche Triste. Soon after, a soldier's infection brought smallpox to Tenochtitlan. Half of the population died within months. The epidemic broke the spirit of Aztec resistance more than any battle. A year later, Cortés returned. With thousands of native allies, he surrounded the city. 13 brigantine ships patrolled the lake, cutting supplies and water. As months passed, food and clean water vanished. Disease spread. The Aztecs fought on despite exhaustion. Emperor Cuauhtémoc refused to surrender. In August 1521, the great city fell. Temples burned, canals ran silent. The Aztec Empire was no more. New Spain was born. Cortés became governor of Mexico. Spanish language, religion, and architecture spread across the region. The world had entered a new age of connection. From Europe to America came horses, cattle, wheat, and sugarcane. From America to Europe went corn, potatoes, tomatoes, cacao, tobacco, and vanilla. This exchange transformed global diets and economies forever. Europe brought smallpox, measles, and influenza, killing millions in the Americas. In return, sailors carried syphilis back to Europe, where it caused fear and suffering for centuries. Invisible enemies changed the world as much as armies did. In 1528, Cortés returned to Spain to face trial for exceeding his orders. He was acquitted, but spent his final years in isolation. He died in 1547, a controversial figure to the end. The Aztecs left behind more than ruins. Their knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and art endures. Modern Mexico still carries the memory and the pride of its ancestors. Cortés's journey was more than a conquest. It was a collision of two worlds. On one side, faith and ambition. On the other, tradition and resistance. There were victors and there were losses. But after these encounters, the world would never be the same again.
Subscribe for more forgotten battles.